The final exercise on the last day was to be an illustrated talk lasting an hour on a non-departmental subject. I didn't know what to do, and then I had seen the film and read the book about the Great Escape. I thought, I'll do my version of that. I won the prize that week. And my daughter, she joined the Young Farmers Club. She came home one night and said, Dad, the
Thank you, Jane. What would I do without you?
talk for next week has let us down. Could you do something? Because she knew I'd done talks, of course. I brought out my old notes for the Great Escape. Gave it to the Young Farmers. This was 27 years ago. Gave it to the Young Farmers, thought nothing of it. Fortnight later, I got a phone call. This is Hope Valley 41 Club. Well, you gave a talk to the Young Farmers recently. Could you give it to us? So I went to them, and from then on it snowballed.
This is very much a personal account of the planning, organisation and operation of what has become the most famous escape of World War II. Made famous, I must admit, by that film, which is obligatory watching every Boxing Day. Carry on.
My war tales, if you like, started really on the 10th of May 1940, which happened to be the start of the Blitzkrieg. It happened to be the Whitsun holiday, and I was at a Boy Scout camp. But my 18th birthday was on the 14th of May. So on a week later, I was down in the recruiting office volunteering to go in aircrew. Of course, I always wanted to join the Air Force, but my parents wouldn't let me when I left school, so I had to wait till then. And so I went to Cardington, did a 4 weeks square bashing, and did all the medicals, and I was selected for training for a navigator. But I was detailed to go on the first batch of Canadian overseas training, but it didn't open until September. So this sent me to 83 Squadron Scampton and told us that we'll help out in the crew room, sorting out maps and things like that and keeping it generally tidy. And when we got there, the gunnery officer said, well, we'll do a bit of gunnery training. 3rd of August, I was called into the flight office, and flight commander would happen to be a fellow called Guy Gibson. And he said, we're one short on an air crew. Would you like to volunteer to be the lower air gunner? Well, at 18, I mean, fantastic. So I said, oh yeah. So off I went, collected all my flying gear and parachute and everything, and did an operation that night, laying mines on the Baltic coast. Everything went well and landed, and I was only an AC2 at the time, and my biggest gripe was they didn't invite me into the sergeant's mess to have my bacon and eggs, so I just sloped off back to my billet. Very lonely. 2 days later, I had to attend a funeral where the aircrew had been killed. That was a sobering thought. 8th of August, they said, look, we've got another operation, bombing on Ludwigshafen near Mannheim. Are you okay? Oh yes, there I was, with my boots polished. And we got on the way and approaching the target, and we got done by flak, and it hit the starboard engine. We couldn't drop our bombs, so there was no chance of getting back on one engine. So the pilot said, I'm going to try and get for Free France, which was unoccupied at that time, the southern France. So we went jogging along, and then eventually losing height all the time because he still got a full bomb load on. And eventually he said, I can't hold it anymore, bail out. There was no sense of fear of danger or anything. I thought it was my parents' civil wedding in the 1st of January, and I would miss that. That was my main thought. So jettisoned the door and sat on the threshold. I could see trees below. So no way. So the upper gunner dragged me up into the crash position, and we crashed into the forest, Black Forest as a matter of fact. But I say, if John Leakey, who was the upper air gunner, hadn't dragged me into the position, because I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was a real greenhorn. He saved my life. The aircraft caught fire, and we sort of struggled away, and there was like a firework display. All the ammunition was going off, and we expected the petrol, I mean, it's still half full of petrol, that was going up. So we got away as quick as we could. And we all four managed to get a walk away. Well, I say walk away, the navigator in the front was thrown out of the perspex front and broke his leg, so we didn't find him till later. And we thought, well, we'd carry on on foot. We were wandering through the forest, and daybreak was just starting, so we crawled under a holly bush and thought that'd be okay for the day. But then 2 farmers with dogs approached us. They'd got shotguns. They'd been looking for us, I think. And that was it. They took us to their farm, and when the Luftwaffe, the guards came and picked us up, well, that was, I suppose, a sense of relief, because that we were going to, I mean, obviously the first words they say, for you the war is over, but we had other ideas.